Hello, I am the Story Girl, and welcome to the story of the two brothers. Once, of all the good and holy seasons of the year, it was Thanksgiving. Oh yes, it was Thanksgiving, and as it was a holy day, it was an opportunity for the holy men of the land to come down to the earth and see what good they could do. Well, it just so happens that Saint Michael was about this business when it began to grow dark, and he was in a certain town that had two men who were brothers. One brother was rich, and the other brother was poor. Well, the holy angel Michael considered the two houses and decided he didn't want to put a burden on the poor brother, so he went and rapped on the door of the richer brother and said, "Excuse me, kind sir, I am a lonely traveler who needs lodging just for tonight."
"There's no room here," said the rich brother. "Go and find lodging someplace else. I can't deal with this right now."
Well, the holy Saint Michael had nothing else to do but go and tap on the door of the poor brother. And he said, "Dear sir, I am just a poor traveler. Come in," said the poor brother, even before the holy Saint Michael had finished what he was saying. "Come in. You look very weary and dust-worn. You may have dinner with me and my wife. There isn't very much, even though it is Thanksgiving, but whatever we have also belongs to you." And the Honorable Saint Michael enjoyed a wonderful meal with the poor man and his wife. "Please," said the poor man's wife, "please take our bed for the night. I'm sure you will not have a bed to sleep in many nights hence, so please take ours." Well, this pleased the Saint Michael very much, and so he laid himself down. Well, while he was asleep, the poor man's wife whispered to her husband, "Husband, I see that his shirt is very worn down from much travel. I will make him a new one." And she spent the entire night stitching and stitching and stitching until she had made a fine new shirt for this holy man. And she presented it to him in the morning, and he was so pleased he put it right on. He had a fine breakfast with the poor man and his wife, but before they permitted him to leave, the poor man took down from the top shelf his jar of savings. And he said, "Sir, I don't have very much, but I have a bit of money set by that could help you on your way." And he laid out all the coins all in a row, and the holy man was so struck by this act of kindness, especially from one so poor, he said to the man, "I will take this coin, and for your kindness, I will give you a kindness in return. The blessing that I leave upon this house is, whatever you start doing in the morning, you will continue doing until the end of day." And the Honorable Saint Michael left the house. Well, the poor man and his wife spent a moment discussing what they might be doing for the rest of the day, when the wife said, "Oh, this is all a bother. I should be putting away this fabric instead of wasting time wondering about what I should be doing." And the poor man said, "Oh, you're quite right. I'll put these coins away while we're still thinking about what we should do." And he started to put the coins back in the jar, and the wife was rolling up the fabric, and he was putting the coins back in the jar till the jar was full, and every canister and cup in the house was full, and every single tub and bucket in the house was full of coins, while the wife was rolling up fabric and rolling up fabric and rolling up fabric until the bolt went all the way to the roof of the house, and was still rolling fabric when the day ended. And to say the least, their fortune was made. So pleased they were at the turn of events, for they now had a house full of money and a house full of cloth, they decided to throw a party the next day and invite all of their neighbors to share in their good fortune. Of course, they invited the poor man's brother, the rich brother that lived up the street. Well, the
rich brother came down to the house and looked around and saw the cabinets full of golden fabric and said, "Brother, how did you come by this great bounty?"
"Oh, you see, brother, a man came to my door, and he told him the whole story of the Honorable Saint Michael blessing the house of the generous poor man and his wife." "Oh, that man might have come by my door last night as well. See here, brother, if that man ever returns to your house, be certain that you send him up the street my way. I could do with a blessing like that. I could do with giving to a poor stranger in need." Well, the year rolled around, and it came back to the same time of year, Thanksgiving, when all of the holy men and angels scatter upon the earth to find something good to do. Well, this time the Honorable Saint Michael was traveling with his friend, the Honorable Saint Nicholas, who just so happened to be ending their day in the same village with the two brothers. "Oh," said the Honorable Saint Michael, "I stayed here last year. I know exactly which house to go to. We should go to the house of the poor man. He is the kindest, most generous man." Well, Saint Nicholas was game for that, so they tapped on the door of the poor man, and the poor man answered and said, "My friend, I'm so pleased that you have returned. But I did promise my brother that if you ever came again, I would send you along his way. If my brother can't take you, we'll be happy to have you back again." Oh, well, the two saints didn't mind as long as they were invited, so they bid farewell to the poor brother and trotted up the street to the rich brother's house. Well, when the rich brother saw the two holy men standing there, he welcomed them into his house with much bravado and bowing and flourishes, and served them a meal finer than any meal that he had ever served anyone before, and put them to bed in his nicest of guest rooms. And with a nudge to his wife, she stayed up all night stitching 2 shirts made of the finest silk and satin that could be bought. And when they woke up, they presented the 2 shirts to these men, who were so pleased that they put them right on. And after breakfast, the rich man took out his coffer, put it on the table, and opened it up, and said, "Take all you wish from my coffers to help you on your journey." Each saint looked at each other, smiled, and took a coin. "For your kindness," said Saint Michael, "we will leave a blessing upon this house. Anything that you start doing at the beginning of the day, you will continue doing until the end of the day." And with that, the 2 saints walked out the door. Well, the rich man knew just what to do. He said, "Wife, you are going to be folding fabric all day, so I hope that you are in good humor for doing that, and I'm going to be putting away the gold all day." Well, the rich man's wife thought about it. "Well, if I am putting away this fabric all day, the poor pigs in the pigsty will have nothing to eat. I'll just go feed them before I start folding fabric." So she trotted out the door and started to pour out the slops to the pigs. If I put away gold coins, if I put away the biggest gold coins I have. And the rich man was planning when he realized that the bolt of fabric was sitting on the table and his wife was nowhere to be seen. So he went out to look for her and saw that she was pouring slops to the pigs. "Wife, you have wasted the holy man's gift!" And he picked up a stick of wood and began to thrash his wife across the back with it. And the 2 fools spent the entire day, one pouring good food to the pigs, and the other beating his wife black and blue. And as you can see, even though they were brothers, one was the richer, and the other was the poorer. The end. I am the Story Girl, and it is my best advice, if you are ever offered a wish or a blessing from a magical being, politely decline. Politely decline, because somehow it will turn out for the worse for you. Just a word of advice: if you ever happen to meet a genie, a fairy, an angel, or a saint, keep your eyes out for it. Thank you for joining the story today, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you all next time. Bye!